Roger, a lot of people might say, oh, well, this is long ago, it's the past. But in many respects, Roger, what we see happening today to Trump, to you, to Michael Flynn, to the J6 political prisoners, what we have found out about the FBI and CIA intelligence services on many levels, with JFK, in many respects, the foundation or one of the foundations or one of the examples that something is very wrong. There is a deep state, there are these elites, and Eisenhower had warned about this, but this is very, very relevant to the corruption today and to the war on the freedoms in our country, right?
Yeah, I absolutely think that 1963 is exactly what Eisenhower warned us about. He warned about the rise of an unelected military industrial complex. John Kennedy was murdered by them. He was removed in a bloody coup. Uh, Kennedy did not want war with the Soviets, but war is extraordinarily profitable. Uh, Richard Nixon would later be removed by them in a silent coup because after winning one of the greatest landslides in American political history, it was Nixon's intention to deconstruct the CIA and completely restructure our intelligence agencies, which challenged their power. So I think he was taken out in Watergate, which is a whole different story. I've written 2 books on that as well. You could fast forward to the assassination attempt on President Ronald Reagan. I'm working on a book on that now, which really puts it right at the feet of then Vice President George H.W. Bush. Let me give you a preview. We know that John Hinckley fired 4 shots. We can account for every one of those shots, but none of them hit Ronald Reagan. Hinckley is in a crouching position, and all 4 shots are accounted for, whereas Reagan is hit from above and from behind, whereas Hinckley is before him at all times in front of him. We also know that when the doctors get President Ronald Reagan to George Washington University Hospital, several x-rays are conducted. They can't find a bullet. They find a wound. They see that he's bleeding, but they can't find a bullet. They're about to close him up when one of the doctors decides he's going to explore with his fingers. He comes up with a flat cylinder like the size of a dime, which is called a flechette. If you look at the church committee hearings into the excesses of the Central Intelligence Agency, speaks extensively about a weapon designed for assassinations by the CIA, which fires this flechette projectile, which is noiseless but deadly. It had lodged just inches from Reagan's heart. There's both Judy Woodruff and Leslie Stahl. Judy Woodruff, then of NBC, Leslie Stahl of CBS, both report in real time seeing a man on a balcony above the entrance of the Hilton Hotel who's clearly brandishing a weapon. You can't find that on YouTube. It's been scrubbed, but I have copies. So that event, I think, is also tied to the Central Intelligence Agency and George Bush. Then they tried to take Reagan out in connection with the Iran-Contra scandal. That failed. These are the same institutions who put forward the Russian collusion hoax, the impeachments of Donald Trump. These are the same unelected, powerful elite of both parties who have been running the country. And now they seek to lock Donald Trump up and avoid having a free, fair, honest, and transparent election.